You all. In this tutorial as spoken English teacher, I have given you many different topics and I do believe that you will try to explain about your viewpoint related to the topics what is given to you. First and foremost, you are much more formal. You have to give your intro, then try to clarify about your presentations playing in your mind. So let's start with the wasting time. I'd like to come to you as an initiator. Please carry on.
So good evening everyone, my name is Nirati Visar and it is class 10, my school name is Howrah School. So today our topic name is boarding school and better than day schools. So without wasting time, I will start my topic that boarding schools. Yes, obviously boarding school is a very crucial point in our life because we know that it's really a very expensive and high level education is there. We know that people are like to admit their children in boarding schools because the education level is much more good in that place, and boarding schools also provide us the life lessons of children, the initial part of their children. And in the case of the daily school, we know that daily school is a very common thing in basically people who like to admit their children in daily school. Daily schools means the private schools and government schools. We know that in daily school, in case of daily school, in boarding school, children are learned there many different types of lessons. Suppose discipline, how to communicate other. But in my opinion, parents know their children better than other. If any parents can provide their children the life lessons which is better or is good or not, then the children can improve their own life lesson in the right way. This is my opinion. Suppose in the comparison of boarding school and the daily school, in my opinion, in the poor people, in basically villagers, they can't sufficient money to admit their children in boarding school. So in case of my opinion, government school is playing a very vital role. In case of, we know that in case of government school, the level of the government school is much more increased. In the midday meal is also there. So we know that education level is much more poor, but in future it's also much more increased. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. But it means you would like to say that higher study. In case of higher study, definitely day school are quite helpful because there are so many universities are there, so many colleges and universities are there. No, Presidency College or there are many like famous names as what we may have heard about someone to say on it. So these are all things which become so helpful for the children for having their higher studies and complete their graduations, MA or whatever, MBA. And in that way, they can even get a better quality of job in future. Thank you very much. Now I would like to come to this career.
Hello, I am Shushmita Maiti. I am in class 11 and my school name is Howrah, the Girls High School. And my opinion is school is a common place which place is known everyone. In our world, for children have two types of school, boarding school and day school. Boarding school means outside of home and unknown place where students stay and study, and day school means where students visit for 6 or 7 hours and study. And now I would like to say about boarding school. Boarding school where little child don't want to go, they are very fear of it, because if child admit recently a boarding school, first of all they are stay far from their parents, and this place is unknown. This reason a boarding school is started 5 or 6 class. In boarding school have lots of facility. There have different kinds of sector like sleeping sector, eating sector, study room, medical sector, playground, etc. and have much of discipline, and every works are due for a single student. For that reason every students are self-independent, and their BIM sites is their seniors also ragging their junior students, and their caretakers are not proper.
Sometimes become so rude.
Yes, sometimes they are rude, and sometimes they don't take proper taking care students. So that reason boarding school also good, but these types of small mistakes, I think boarding school is not
quite better one for children to have for having their own study. Yes, okay, thank you very much indeed. Now please.
In my opinion, day school is best. Day school means regular visit in school, as what we are doing every day naturally.
Very good.
And we get many facility in day school, like we get help from our friends, or we also get help from our parents to do our homework. Day school students are not introvert. They are always try to stay with his family members. But boarding school students are very introvert. They are always try to stay alone. Day school downside is that lack of discipline. They are not obey their parents. And if their society is not standard, then it's also a reason of distract to their own study. So in that way, I think that if you compare inside of discipline, then boarding school is best. But I think that day school is best.
Their school is best for all other sides. Okay, thank you very much indeed.
Hello,
Now
my
let's
name
come.
is Ruksha Mujumdar. I am reading in second year. Today my topic name is boarding school better than day school. Boarding school means where we stay and do study, and boarding school known as expensive education. Boarding school run by mission. Some children is very naughty. For this reason, their parents admit them in boarding school. Their children stay in boarding school. Then he or she do their own works, and they have not any help hand. In that way, the student becomes self-independent.
Okay.
In boarding school also maintain rule and discipline. Therefore, their student also maintain discipline. In future, their students become a polite person.
Okay.
In boarding school, children fear their parents. Therefore, their children much miss their parents, and they cannot share their any problem with anyone in boarding school. In boarding school, teachers don't proper take care of children. This type of problem facing in boarding school children. So I think boarding schools are also good, but boarding schools also should teachers proper take care of children. Thank you.
Okay, there is actually some boon sides are there and also some ben sides are there in boarding school too. Now I'd like to come to you, please guys.
Hi, my name is Shodhana Kashandi. I read in class 11 and my school name is Matra BBC Girls High School. Boarding school means where children stay and do their study. Two types of parents admit their children in boarding school. First, some parents admit their children boarding school because their children are very naughty. And second types of parents are working parents. They not properly take care of their children. So these types of parents admitted their children in boarding school for properly take care of their children. In boarding school, a child do own work like washing clothes, washing dishes, wearing dress, eating, etc. In that way, they became a self-independent. They maintain discipline. Mainly, boarding school run by mission. In a mission, every student get different facility like playground, dance, song, swimming, etc. In boarding school, now I will share negative side of boarding school. In a boarding school, teacher or take carer don't properly take care children. In boarding school, sometimes senior are ragging on junior student, and in a boarding school, children grow up without their parents' love. So these types of problem also face children. Thank you.
Even children, if they become ill, they cannot even able to disclose it in front of their teacher because due to some sinus or some problem. No, as what definitely children have not to suffer, especially who are studying in day school. They can even elaborately explain about their own problems with their parents, and after sharing that thought and or after having such an information, parents can take any kind of step instantly. And such a type of facilities as what children can get, definitely they cannot able to get it from boarding school themselves. So facilities definitely are there, problems also be there. We have to make an adjustment with boon and bane sides of these all elements. So in that way we would like to make ourselves habituate to live on with it. Thank you very much for your performance and also having a part of this discussion. Thank you very much indeed.